So now we are going to start with the qualitative analysis, in which we will be detecting the certain certain atoms, or you can say the components which are present in the organic compounds. As we all know that organic compounds are generally formed of carbon, and the basic category is the hydrocarbon, and along with that we can get to see many other atoms like nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur may also present in traces. So we will be just doing their detection. So my first detection is to detect the presence of carbon and hydrogen in an organic compound. So I have taken a apparatus like this. You have seen that this is a burner, this is the inverted test tube, a pipe, and this is again a test tube. And so what I am going to take is here is, first I am going to take an organic compound which is to be tested, right. And like if we know that it contains actually C and H, we want to prove that, we will be taking copper oxide 3 times the weight of this organic compound. So I am going to take these things here. So here I have my organic compound containing carbon and hydrogen, and I add copper oxide to it. I just start heating it. I heat it, we keep on heating, and then what we see actually, that what kind of reaction actually take place. So this is the constituents of organic compound. We are adding copper oxide. So what do we get? We get a reaction like this. Hydrogen is oxidized to H2O, copper is being oxidized to CO2. So this is what we see. Now how we confirm the presence? So what happen is that when this H2O, like here we have taken the copper sulfate, and what copper sulfate? A white color, anhydrous one. So this is my white color copper sulfate. So now what happens when the CO2 gas passes from here, it turns CuSO4 actually blue. Why? Because this was copper sulfate anhydrous, which is white in color. So when it combines with water, it somehow forms copper sulfate pentahydrate crystals, which are actually blue in color. So as you can see that these crystals turn blue here. So that means it shows the presence or the evolution of the vapor. That means there is the presence of water, and water confirms the presence of the hydrogen, because all the hydrogen which is present in the organic compound is converted into H2O, right. So knowing the mass of the H2O which it has been observed, we can actually detect the quantity of hydrogen also. So here we are doing this to check just the presence. So that means turning of CuSO4 from white to blue just confirms that yes, there is the presence of the water, and water presence just confirm the presence of the hydrogen. Likewise, when the gas vapors passes from here, so water is being observed. So the gas which passes here we have lime water, right. So when we pass this another gas through here, so we see that lime water actually turns milky. So what happened here? We have the lime water, it combines with this component is already being observed, and CO2 stays behind, and it combines with CO2 forming CaCO3 plus H2O. So due to formation of this calcium carbonate, actually you can say that the lime water turns milky, because CO2 gas reacts with lime water forming a calcium carbonate, which changes the color of lime water to milky. So the change of the color of lime water to milky just shows the presence of the carbon dioxide, and the presence of carbon dioxide purely indicate the presence of the carbon. So this is how actually you can show that an organic compound contains the carbon and hydrogen, right. So this is what is the test for the detection of carbon and hydrogen using copper oxide.